Hello, everyone. Let's begin this year 2021 with a wonderful guest. I have with me Mahua Malik today, and to tell you more about her, ma'am has been working as a teacher for the past 20 years. She has served as the head of the Department of English, and other than teaching, she has also been a house in charge, editor in chief of the school magazine, in charge of various clubs like the Journalism Club, English Drama Club, Quiz Club, and the coordinator of IQF. Several of her articles have been published in various magazines and books, and she has garnered numerous awards in various essay writing competitions. Ma'am, it's wonderful to have you here, and I feel blessed that I got a chance to communicate with you.
Let me start by expressing my sincere gratitude to Mona Moshumi for giving me this platform to voice my thoughts and opinion. Thank you so much. And let me wish you a very, very happy New Year.
Thank you, and same to you. And as I said, people will be lucky to hear your thoughts. Beginning with this, I'll definitely ask you what flared your passion for especially the English language, because you are a HOD, you served as an HOD for the English department. So what flared your passion for English?
You know, my grandfather was the head of the Department of English in Ranchi University. So my aunt was also, in fact, a very passionate English writer. She wrote several short stories, poems, and things like that. But of course, never got that platform. What Mona Moshumi is doing today for all of us, it's wonderful. It's brilliant. And so somehow, I think charity begins at home. It started there. And then I had wonderful teachers. As my English teacher, I remember the way they encouraged. Even when I wrote something, an essay, they would ask me to come up in front of the entire class and read it out. And that kind of, clapping and the cheering, it finally, I think, triggered my passion for this language.
After you said this, you said this, I really remembered my childhood. It was like I am a small town girl belonging to Prayagraj, and we did not have that much exposure like other metro city people have. So at our home also, there's not an environment of English speaking and like reading stuff. But at my school, mine was a convent school, and nuns used to be there to teach us. And I think they did a wonderful job while teaching me. And that's why I also chose English as my career option. I did my MA in English. So it's lovely to have such people.
Okay, so such a lot of similarity I can see. So in fact, as you said, a small town, I also come from a small town called Hazaribagh. And there, of course, I was taught by the nuns. I went to Carmel Convent, and you know how they are. They are so loving and so affectionate that in fact, they are the ones who make things happen in your life. They understand your talent and they try to just take it out.
I have seen their dedication towards education, or nurturing the children.
Yes.
So
yes,
we really are blessed that we could get such beautiful people behind us.
Now, in fact, they repose that kind of trust and faith that yes, you can do it, and finally, you also feel yes, I can do it.
I just wish that now that we have so many similarities, I wish I can be like at least 10% like you at some stage, so that I can be,
Of course, you will be. Of course you will be. There's no doubt about it. I can see from that nice smile which lights up your face. And as I already told you earlier, students would love it.
I really hope and wish. Now, talking about writing and reading, what is, in your opinion, does reading more equivalence writing better?
Of course, reading is something you have to. do sincerely and love it. And that will lead the way to writing. Until you read, until and unless you read and you research and you are, there are authors which, and they take you along with them. You also continue reach that imaginative world, and you start feeling, you see those days when we were told those fairy tales, all of us believed we were Cinderellas and Snow Whites. And from there you pick up your pen and start, coining small stories or short stories. And this helps you
Yeah,
to reach your goal.
the way you put it, I started imagining right now about Cinderella and Snow White. So yes, I also agree that until and unless we read stuffs, we cannot, develop our imagination power. And if we are not imaginative enough, we can't put it on paper. So emotions plus imagination, that's helping us to be beautiful on paper.
Yes. And when once you read certain things, you start, thinking of the ending in your own way. You read a novel. What if I had written it? Maybe my hero would have done this. And from there starts your own journey.
So what drives you to participate in essay writing competitions or creative writing competitions like Monomosomy Services organizes?
Yes. It is something which I, love to do. I want to express myself, and it's not always that we get an opportunity or a chance. We are so busy in our, mundane day-to-day life that there are times when we need to put our thoughts and in pen and paper, and from there, the horizon widens. So once you start writing your own diary, then your own journal, and then let's write when there's such a chance and an option before you. So let me use it, these opportunities. And again, I would like to thank Monomoshimi for creating such wonderful opportunity for budding authors.
Because we have a platform, that's why I think we can improve our writing. Somewhere people or somewhere our skills die with us in the diary only. So this platform helps us to bring it out, and if we get appreciation for what we do, then definitely it's a boost, and it helps us. It's like, yes, we can also do it.
Yes.
Good enough.
And that wonderful trophy that Monomoshimi has created, everyone would like to have it in their house.
It's
In
such
fact,
a drive. It's such a drive. I
yes,
have told ma'am this trophy is so beautifully designed. It's like I wanted that.
beautiful, yes. So, and every time I see it, in fact, I have not been able to participate in all this. But now I think I'll do it wholeheartedly, because right now I'm in Kolkata. So I have come from Delhi, changed my city. So right now I will start residing in Kolkata. My roots are here. So I think now is the time when I should pick up my pen and completely devote to writing. And of course, Monomoshimi being a wonderful platform, what can such authors like me dream of?
Then I will add here that a very tough competitor is going to come on that platform.
No, nothing of that sort. Everyone has a talent. See, all these years I've been working with these little ones, children. Little ones for me, of course, 11, 12, I can tell you that. And many of them are so talented. When I see their poems, their short stories and everything, I feel that, see, they should have a platform. During our days, there was no such thing. Few students were only allowed to write in school magazines or things like that. But today, the world has become a global village, and sitting in even a small town, you can send your article to international competitions. So this is a very brilliant idea, and many students have benefited from it. Our students whom we never knew that they could write. When they started writing, we were wonderstruck. Oh, so this child can also write.
Yeah. Because sometimes the
That's
students are
something I
very
should always.
hesitant. Sometimes students are very hesitant. Some talented people, are left behind because they are not
Yes.
open enough to, come out and say that I
Mhm.
have this talent. This is a platform where you can sit at home and just scribble something and send it to them. Nobody will know. But if you
Mhm.
are, you have the talent, you will come out. So that helps a lot. Now, according to you,
Yes.
what is the difficult part of writing an article?
The difficult part, according to me, I can give you my own personal opinion about it. When I am writing something, I feel, okay, after maybe 3 or 4 paragraphs, I feel I could have coined it in a better way. So once more, repeat it. Okay, so this word could have been replaced by that. So my language, my vocabulary, and then my presentation, everything I feel, no, this is not up to the mark. Let me do something better than this. So it goes on for quite some time. And even then, the final result, it's not that I'm very satisfied with it. I keep asking, okay, read this, read my article, see, to all the family members who are finally, I pester them, and finally they're quite fed up. Okay, whatever you have written, please go ahead with that. We are no longer interested in reading it. That is the most difficult thing.
You have at least so many critiques and editors with you.
Yeah, I have a lot of critics at home. My daughter is my biggest critic. She reads it. You could have done a little, uh, you could have done better. The way you have approached it, the approach could have been a little different. So there are critics. And then you start rethinking and revisiting your own work and then revising it.
So
So that is the most difficult part.
at the end of the day,
Satisfying at the end of the day, only one sentence I would like to add here. The most difficult part is satisfying yourself, not your readers.
right. So do you think a student, if he participates in such essay writing or article writing competition, does he have some advantage over the others who don't?
Definitely. This, a child I had seen blooming, she even won a prize and your trophy was sent across, and in the school assembly, she was handed over that trophy, and see that confidence. I had never seen that child come up with anything. And then she approached me, ma'am, can I go for a debate? I said, wow, that's what Mona Mosshumi does to you. Wonderful. And her name is there in your, I think, website. It's already there. And the moment 3-4 students, they receive their trophy, the attitude slowly changed. They gain that confidence. And every, competition you had organized, they were a part of it. Later on, they might not have won the trophy, but one trophy actually changed their entire attitude.
It gave them the push and they
And
were so motivated
yes, and
of their.
seeing them, seeing them, others were also motivated. So initially I got 14. The next time it was 24. Ma'am, we also want to participate. So,
It's contagious.
this is a
Motivation or
yes,
more inspiring.
yes,
It's contagious.
yes.
Good in a
It is
good way.
contagious. And in fact, seeing them, I thought when they were holding that trophy, that I wish I could have also participated.
It's good enough. It's good enough to see your students, bringing laurels to the school, and that's a very happy feeling, I guess, as a teacher.
Yes, a very happy feeling. That gives you that satisfaction, immense satisfaction of seeing them being really, groomed in every way, honing their skills. It's a beautiful thing
So,
to see before your eyes.
yes, with the
The,
past year being such a turmoil and with the pandemic raging outside, how do you see the online education system that came up? And if you have some thoughts to share regarding the online education system.
oh, I have plenty. Because, first of all, online, it had its own, advantages as well as disadvantages. Advantage I would like to share is that, online is something we were already talking about digitally, digitalizing the entire world, the education system as a whole. So it's fine that you have videos, you have audios, and so many things. But then the main thing is that you do not know if your students are listening to you, or they are sleeping, or they are simply vanishing. So a big problem. It can never replace that kind of a bond which you share in a classroom, where the eye contact is necessary, your body language is necessary, your gestures mean such a lot. So I personally feel online teaching is fine, but online teaching has its own limitations.
Yeah, you cannot continue with online all the time.
No, 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 no. It can never have that kind of. I think in entirety, a teacher and a student, it's a special and a beautiful bond, and that is something that can be shared in a classroom. A joke, a humor, a touch or a pat on the back, a little bit of encouragement is something you miss out on. The students as well as the teachers. So online teaching is good in a way, but
In a
according to
temporary
me,
way. Yeah, in a temporary way, it's okay, but never as a permanent option.
though a lot of things have been told against the board and chalk theory, but I don't believe that it can ever be replaced. The blackboard, the chalk, the students, and the
I
teacher.
agree.
No.
I agree because in the past year when I was pursuing my B.Ed, we have our training where we go to colleges or schools where we teach the students the internship period of 1 month or 20 days. So we went to a school, we taught students, we had that interaction or experience of how it feels to be a teacher. But this year, our juniors taught online. They had a phone
Mm.
in front of them and they were teaching on the blackboard with it, like the class was empty. Nobody was there. It was horrible to even see that. That I was like, how are you teaching it? That emotional attachment or that feeling is totally missing in an online class.
Yes.
I felt horrible.
Yeah, you can't help it. We just could not do anything better than that. But yes, the online teaching is something where we realized actually that the kind of special bond that we were missing out on. As a teacher, we love our students, which we do not realize when it's a day-to-day affair. But once you visit the school, you see those corridors are empty, no laughter, no shouting, no fun. Then you see that, yes,
It's
this
not
is
true.
what actually, yeah, attracted me and helped me to come to school every day. But today, there's nothing as such.
We
That
take
classroom
things
environment cannot be created.
we take things for granted until and unless we are hit by something that makes us,
Mm.
look at things
Yes,
differently.
yes, very true, very true.
Now, in 2020, we had another term called OBE or the Open Book Examination. So, what do you think of that?
Open book, right now the children are so pressurized and harassed by the situation. The harassment is such that you are, stuck in your own room, not even the house, no friends, nothing. That open book system is something we also think that it's okay, fine. Instead of asking them to memorize, to continuously revise, which can only be done in a classroom situation. So in a way, open book education is fine, because we have ourselves digitalized everything and we want results. What we could see or envisage, that many students were going through a kind of crisis. The fathers had lost their jobs, and financial crunch and everything. So this is not the time when we really need to pressurize them, test them. So if they are happy with the open book system, it's fine. This is a time when we need to reach out to them, to be friendly, to give them that kind of support that yes, we are there. As teachers, we are there. Don't worry. Whatever you do, we are going to support you. So if
Because
they are happy and if, yes,
because
yes.
as a student I also faced this, and it was a situation where you are harassed mentally that will the
Yeah.
exams happen, the exams will happen, then how will we go, what will be our precautions, like if we catch this virus, what will happen. So all sorts of things go in our mind, and studies become really difficult at that point of time. To focus on your studies and not think about all these things, it's difficult. So at that point of time, OB was like a blessing. It was like, okay, at least I'll have to sit at home and write my paper. So it was all good.
And then there's this issue, no? Which platform do we use? Is it the Google Form? Is it the Google Classroom or the Microsoft Team? Just such a lot of confusion. Children moving from one platform to the other. Teachers trying to adjust. It was not easy. It was not easy for both the teacher as well as the student. So the best thing is to find an easy solution and an easy way out.
Yeah, students always look up to their teacher for solutions, but this time it was something that even everyone was dumbstruck and they were like, what do we do now?
In fact, there were times when our students turned into teachers. They taught us how to handle the digital thing. You know, so at least people
Before
of my age,
2020, yeah, but before 2020, even I had never used Zoom or Google Meet or anything. I was clueless about it. But 2020 taught me how to use all these things.
and then you find those moments or times when a child has completed her test, nearly reaching completion, and suddenly an SOS, a distress call. Ma'am, the Google form, everything has vanished. Now, what do I do? The time is up. So, in that situation, to just see, okay, we are opening, accepting responses. Don't worry, complete your test. They need that kind of assurance. Only a teacher can give at that point of time. The bond has strengthened also
Even
because of the
students have
constant.
started missing it. Even the
Uh,
students have started missing the teachers. Whatever they say behind our back, it's like, I need our teachers right now.
it's a very beautiful relationship. It reminds me of that story of Somerset Maugham, the razor's edge, the love-hate relationship. We can't do without each other, and when we meet,
It's all,
we are at that.
we are at
Yes,
loggerheads.
at
Like,
loggerheads.
yeah.
Yes, 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 completely.
So 2020 also gave us a gift of the new NPE, the new education policy.
Policy.
As a teacher, how would you see that?
It's I think, a wonderful policy if it is implemented in the real sense of the term. First of all, the teachers need to be, trained accordingly. If once it is implemented, the way it has been discussed and placed, it would be a blessing for the students as well as good for the teachers. But what we need to do is initially train all our teachers for that. So if the
10
government is
years,
okay with it,
I think 10 years will be at least needed to, fully implement that
yeah,
and train the teachers.
yes.
So,
Yes, we have borrowed so much from the Western world for this, but then we need to actually train ourselves and gear up for this. Otherwise, it would be some kind of a mocktail we will be presenting.
I just hope that does not happen and we actually implement what's written there, and
Yes,
good comes
and
out.
we are, and I hope that the government, takes this up seriously, as it needs a lot of money. And the teachers, as I told you, a very rigorous kind of a training for the new NEP to come into its true form. So I hope that yes, our Prime Minister and our Education Minister, they
The future will tell us what's
do the
coming.
needful. Yes, yes. I can only hope and pray because it will be something really beneficial for our students.
And life changing as well, because we have been stuck in this policy, education policy, for quite a long time, and it needed a change, and in a good way.
Long time, yes, yes,
So, so according
yes,
to you as a teacher,
very true.
what would you say that
Mm.
extracurricular activities benefit a student or not?
Surely it does. You know, there are many students who are not very academically, you know, I should say, I shouldn't use that word sound, but yes, they are not that interested in academics, but they are really good when it comes to drawing, painting, dance, uh, vocal music, playing an instrument. So why not? Extracurricular activity always gives a child an edge. Is a part of our extracurricular activities is a confident person in the long run. It's a beautiful. I have seen children doing this and being pushed, you know, uh, on the stage, coming back from the stage and crying and saying, I am not going to deliver my dialogues. And then pushed from the backstage, yes, dear, go ahead. And today, giving speeches in foreign universities. So that's a total metamorphosis. A
Yeah.
beautiful, I think, a change, beautiful butterfly.
Now, I would, even personally, I would love to, have some tips from you, or for even myself or others out there who want to, improve their reading and writing skills in English.
Yeah, English is, you know, a language which is never taught, it is caught. So the more you talk to each other, the more you read books, the more you will, even in fact, I advise my students to go and watch English movies if you want to. Use those songs, the pop music that you keep on hearing with all the earphones. Use it in your essays, use it in your article, use those lines, beautiful lines you can pick up. So this is something I would rather advise that reading is something you have to focus on. The more you read newspapers, to even, okay, you are not um, at all interested in politics, go for the page which gives you some reviews about movies and all that, but read. And that is going to help you enhance your vocabulary. It will help you understand so many things, and later on slowly you will see that it becomes a habit, it becomes a passion.
I agree, because I remember that when my journey as a student started with my mom buying me those thin novels in English, and the storybooks.
Yes,
That was how I started, and then it progressed to novels of different genres and
yes.
different writers, and that starts getting interesting all the time. So we want more, and we crave for more, better literature.
Mm.
Right.
Even we advise the parents not to stop children from watching cartoons and even buying them those Amar Chitra Kathas and those, you know, graphic novels that are coming out. The children love that, and from there, slowly, the journey begins.
I think that until and unless something interests the child, he or she will not, get into it.
Yes.
We can't force children to, read, or force children to do something.
But it is applicable for adults also. See, something which does not interest us, we don't do it.
Uh,
For example, those who are not very fond of cooking will not go and experiment with new dishes. It's only you have to have a passion for it.
I agree. Now, it was like really amazing talking to you. So I'll ask you, do you have a message for the future generation, or the students who want to participate in such essay writing competitions?
In one word, you have to just go ahead, close your eyes and start writing. Don't bother about you are winning that trophy or not. Sometimes you should, of course, dream about that. Because winning is also a big part of that game, and that trophy is a huge motivation. But
It should be
yes,
like a
if you
banana
are
in front of the
interested to
monkey.
write, yes, yes, don't stop. It's like a banana or the carrot for the donkey, whatever it
I
is.
did not use that
But
donkey.
yes, don't stop. So I completed your banana for the monkey, carrot for the donkey. So even if I consider myself to be a donkey, I should not stop myself from writing.
Right.
Writing is something which is going to give you the confidence. Once you start, penning down your thoughts, you will see the flow has started. It's very difficult to begin, but once you start, the flow continues.
It's very
So
difficult to
that
stop.
is
Once you start, it's very difficult to
yes,
stop.
yes. So that should come from within the flow, and students should participate in all these kind of competitions. And this is a wonderful platform. Every time there's a quarterly essay competition, internal essay competition, international essay competition, so many things, short stories, poems, n number of things for students as well as adults. So let's utilize our time in the best way we can. That is writing, and writing for Monomotion.
It was amazing to get a chance to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
It was, I think I could feel that your students would be very happy who had you as a teacher and who have you as a teacher. It's a really great time that I had talking to you, and people will love listening to this, I think. And thank you so much for taking out your time and talking to us.
No, thank you so much. I'm not an amazing person. I'm a very simple teacher. But yes, I love to teach and I am very passionate about that. And I love my students too.
And I
That
definitely, I can say that your students would love you too, because you are such a jolly person and you have so much experience. So
yeah.
I would have loved,
yes.
I would have loved you as a teacher, definitely.
And I would have loved you as my student with that brilliant smile each morning. If I entered my classroom and that smile, I would see that would be the very, moment when I would love to continue the day in that very sweet and pleasant way.
Thank
that
you
is
so much, ma'am.
nice of you. Yes. Okay, thank you so much. And once more, thank you to Monomoshumi for this wonderful platform.